Hello everybody, this is Candace from Return to Avalon, and I'm here for the reading for the week of December 12th, 2016. And in the past I've been using two different decks and pulling 4 cards or more if that's what pops up. But today I decided I'm going to just use one deck and 1 card. So it's 1 card for the whole week. I am using the Oracle of the Dragonfae deck. And trust me when I say that this message will be something that will work for the entire week. The messages that come through on this deck are pretty profound, and excuse me, something in my throat. So I figured, this is kind of enough. Like, do we really need like a million different things to focus on? I think one thing is enough, and I'm not the only one out there doing readings. So I know that you are likely getting messages from multiple places, and they all seem to kind of have the same theme all the time. So I figured the other 3 cards, or however many pop up, aren't always necessary. If I feel like that's right for that week, then I will do that. But this week I feel like it's right to just pull 1 card, and this will also keep the video shorter so that it'll be easier for everybody to fit it into their schedule. Because I know personally if a video is 30 minutes, sometimes I skip it. So let's see if we can keep this down to 10 or 15 minutes. So I already did a reading for myself, so I've kind of grounded myself and kind of got centered in that space of doing a reading. I've also been guided to tell you guys a little bit about readings. Using cards cards are a tool, so we can do readings without cards. A lot of times people have the strong enough intuition to just sit with somebody and be able to tell them something. One thing that I like with cards for doing a reading that is for everybody and not for a specific person is I can pull a theme pretty quickly and be able to fill that and know, I guess, get the knowing of everything that it's about. I can sometimes do that without pulling a card. I mean, a lot of times it's just following your intuition. And another thing I'm supposed to tell you is that I forgot it. It's like it just slipped my mind. It was all there. Oh, everything that happens during a reading is part of the reading. And so when I'm sitting here, I pull a card, and then you see me just kind of sit in silence sometimes. It's all of the things that are coming through for me and me connecting them together to make sense of them. So it's almost like deciphering another language to share with you. Or maybe like putting puzzle pieces together to make sense of the big picture. That actually is probably a better way to explain it. And so sometimes that takes me a few minutes. Sometimes I get bits and pieces at a time, and then later I piece them together. So you just kind of have to bear with me as things come in and come together. This week on my blog we were talking about the heart chakra, and then I jumped to the base chakra, but we started with the heart chakra, and the heart chakra is very much a center for communication with your guides and guardians. So before I do a reading, I like to breathe into my heart chakra and just kind of open that up a bit. Alright, so let's see. Yep. Thought I had a card, and then a whole bunch popped out, and then didn't. It was just a big clump. So I need to sit back so that I have more space here. Okay. This is Lady of the New Buds. Just kind of think about, or see what comes to your mind as you look at that. Okay, Nurture tendencies. Alright, give me just a second here. Let me see what comes up for me. So I'm feeling like this is telling us that we need to take the time to nurture ourselves and the things that we want to focus like our attention on, our energy on, and kind of sit with those things that come to us that we know that we need to work on, that we need to nurture and grow. So this is about, okay, so for some reason the word awakening came to me. I'm not sure how that ties into everything. I also see the butterflies and their wings are opening up and they're taking flight. So I'm feeling like, you know, if you are working on a business and there's some aspect of the business that you know you need to spend more time on, that you need to maybe hone your skills in a little more, then you need to spend time nurturing those skills and not feeling like you need to rush. This is a time to really spend on those new things, those new projects, the new things that come up for you. You need to allow time for these things to grow and not push them forward. So like a bud opening up, you know, a new beginning to something. Okay, so I'm feeling like we need to see who Lady of the New Buds is and what her message is directly. I don't think I've ever drawn this card before. I'm like, I don't remember it. Let's see. Lady of the New Buds speaks. See how my garden has grown about me. See how my children, the darling buds, clamor for my attention. They cry at night and can be so touchy during the day. I must shelter them from harshness and keep them in a safe place till they are strong enough to branch out. Even then my watchful eye will look out for their care. You see, so many people see the beauty and do not understand where it sprang from. The rich, loamy soil, the sweet water poured from the water Dragonfae into the earth. The minerals of the natural realms, the light of the sun and the shining sweetness of the crystal moon have all anointed my garden with their blessings. And then there is me. So many see my garden and wonder at it, but they do not see the work and the care that has preceded my domain. Its beauty is a result of love, care, natural growth, and attention to each and every one of its inhabitants. When your growth appears around you from the seeds you have planted, take time to tend this garden. Enlist the assistance of like-minded souls, and just as you would not feed these tender buds poisons and pollutants, do not feed your ideas the opinions and energies of those who are not in integrity. Stay true to the vision of your creation, and truly take a little time each day to tend this garden. Be it of love, ideas, little ones, or creative endeavors, until they are robust and begin to grow into their own energy. For now, it is the tender time, the time when the buds are at most risk from the frost of rejection, the poison of judgment, and the choke of cruelty. Be vigilant, and you too will have a garden for all to enjoy and love. Many will feel you are fortunate indeed to have created such a beautiful Eden, but they will not have seen the care you have taken to grow this. But I have seen it all. So this really makes sense. The part that I was missing was how much work it takes. you know, that we really have to take time caring for these things in our life, to really nurture these things that are important to us, to not go by what other people say, but what feels right to you, and just letting these things, you know, come together how you wish them to come together, but also with careful care and attention. Let's see if there's anything else that I meant to share with you about her. Yeah, it just says, like, projects that need tending, care for everyday small matters, and the large will care for themselves. Resisting change is resisting the life force itself. So that kind of comes in, you know, that you need to move past the fear. You need to, if you're fearful of doing something, then you should probably do it even more. You know, I don't mean like if it's not safe or something, but if you're like growing your business and you're afraid to do videos, then that's probably something you should do. That's exactly what happened with me. I was afraid to do videos, but I made myself just keep doing them, and then I got more and more comfortable. And it's still sometimes a little bit hard for me, but I just have to be myself and not really worry about what other people think. So working with the Lady of the New Buds, you can come up with a daily routine to nurture and grow your own projects. This can be like flower essences, essential oils, if you work with crystals, whatever you work on. This can be anything. This can be your book, you know, but she really is kind of about, you know, nature, the more nature side of things. So flowers, essential oils come from plants, you know, if you grow herbs or whatever. So I think that the message here is pretty clear, that we just need to make sure that we spend time really nurturing our projects and taking care of them and not letting them just go. And I know how that happens, because you kind of get a shiny new thing comes up and you neglect the other thing. So if you take the time to really grow one thing, then it will kind of take on energy of its own, and you'll be able to move on to something else and, you know, give it your full attention, and then it'll take on energy of its own. So hopefully you guys connect with this message and can really resonate with how it works for you and get that. So that is everything that I wanted to share with you guys today, and I will be back next week for next week's reading. So have a wonderful week. Bye.